Hi, I'm Matt again, and we were going to do a setup video on this tent, but a couple of things happened. It was nice and comfortable this morning, and the kids were out playing. We did an unboxing of it. This is the Bass Pro Eclipse 10-person tunnel tent, and we purchased this for our family. We figure it's going to suit all of our needs. It's a really good size. It's actually significantly larger than what I anticipated it to be. So we've already got it set up, and as I thought before on our unboxing video, that the tent stakes were going to be a little bit of a problem putting them in. Now, there's a disclaimer on that. The area where the tent's set up right now, a long time ago, this actually used to be a driveway in the back, so there's rock up underneath here that's about this big. So I was having to pound through that to just get it set up. So when we're walking around, you'll see that I actually don't have all the tent stakes in it. I've got enough to get it set up and for you to look at. So maybe next time we get this thing out, we'll go ahead and do a setup video on it. But for right now, we're just going to do a little walkthrough on it. Let's start walking around the outside, and I'll show you some of the features that I see. Now in the front, this screen room, this is very nice, but it's not sealed all the way down to the bottom. There's no zipper on the bottom of here. And I guess you could get some bugs in that way, but as a general rule, it's going to do a good job for you. Also, I had to peg out the front here to be able to close this properly, or it just flapped back and forth. And this is a ground sheet that clips in. The clips aren't really tight into it, but I don't have any complaints about it. For a ground sheet for a room that's just off the front, it's pretty good. And you guys can hear I live right off of a busy road, so I'm right in the middle of the city. You got this piece that runs from left to right along the front, and the ground sheet just goes over it. Got the little toggles here on the screen door. Loosen that up. Let's pull it down. So it's a decent room. I think we're still probably going to get bugs in it, but you know, for what it is, I'm not complaining. It's you can go with a higher end tunnel tent, spend twice as much, and I'm sure you get sealed up a little bit better. But one of the things I was really impressed with this tent is the amount of ventilation, and I'll show you that as we walk through. So we'll walk around, and the tent poles, they're about 1/2 inch thick. They're really good. They're shock corded. I'm very happy with the clips that are on here. The clips, you just snap it off, snap it on. I wish that here on this side, right here where they have the guy point on the tent, and see, it falls right on that metal part and you can't hit it. So you got to go high or got to go low on it. So just to get the tension on it, put it low. Now one tip I will give you when you start setting this up is that you peg one of the corners in the back and you stretch the whole thing out, and that way you get your full width. That's the reason why I'm right up on my fire pit here, because I didn't do that. I started in the back setting it up. We didn't have a whole lot of room in this area. It was actually quite a bit larger than I thought it was going to be. Ava, be quiet please, thank you. My dog in the background, she's saying hi, she wants to be on the video. So it says that before you peg it out, that you're actually supposed to take this pole here and this pole here and insert them. And if you look right down here, there's a little ring. It's kind of hard to see right now because the grass is right here. And there's a little peg on that ring. And you put it into that peg, and then you put a little bit of tension on it from the other side and peg it on this side, and it gives you that nice bow to it. The rain fly stops right here, and this portion of the tent does not have the rain fly on it. And you've got your guy lines. Again, the pegs are hard to get in, so I didn't put them all in, so you're going to see some of these guy lines out like that. I'm very happy with the rain fly, the way that it's put on here. You've actually got holes up underneath here to hold this up, and there's just a little grommet on the inside that you put it into the grommet. So the smaller pole has got this little fairing part on it. You just put it up here and push it into the grommet. You do that on both sides of it, and it gives you this little part over the window, so that way if it's raining and you need some more ventilation, you can bring your window down to about here, keep the rain out of it, so it gets some good ventilation going across. So same thing, both of these poles, all 4 of the poles that are on here, the 4 main poles, they all go into the ring with a little pin that's sticking up. Rainfly, same thing. It's got a nice little sleeve on the inside right here, and this is a continuous sleeve that this pole goes into. This pole goes from the sleeve goes from this side all the way to the other side at the same point. And then once you get all the pins and the rings hooked up, then you take these little clips and you just put these clips on, and they snap on super easy. There's no adjustment to those. There's none that's needed. Excuse me. So I've got one guy line out here just to kind of give you a good idea of how far out it's going to come. This is about it. I'm guessing it's about 3.5 foot from the tent. Now they're not neon. I don't know why they didn't do that. You've got neon colors at the top of the tent, and it's not like you're trying to hide anything. I would like to see, for safety, to have a little bit more neon here. But I guess we could just put a little flag on it. Now I like this design right here, and in the unboxing video I was pointing out some of the fluorescent colors that we had on this, and the piece that the tent poles were actually sitting on was this color, and come to find out that those are actually storage hangers that go on the inside with little pockets. And I was very impressed with that. That was a bonus feature I didn't expect to see from the tent. You can see right here I've tried installing a stake, and this one's not bent on me, but just about the rest of them are bent. It's just, this is the cheapest part of the entire system right here, and I definitely recommend that before you go out and you plan on staying in this thing for any period of time, that you get some real tent stakes. These things are just, they're inadequate. So you come around to the back of the tent here, and you've got 3 guy lines, 1, 2, 3, and then there's 2 more over on the other side. And it actually raises this rain fly up a little bit to give you better ventilation from up underneath. The tent, where the zipper goes, you've got this nice little seal here, so water won't be getting in through the zipper on it. That's a very nice feature on it. There's no elastic to it. I've seen that on some other tents. You've got the full ground sheet, the bathtub style, that comes up about 5 inches all the way around the interior portion of the tent. Very happy with that. Very nice heavy duty material. The way the seams are sewn on the inside and they're doubled over like this, it's just very hard for this seam to leak. You know, I'd always recommend that you put some type of a sealer on here. Camp Dry will work just great for it. Definitely recommend the guy lines to be out all the way around, but you're going to need to flag them off. My daughter tripped on this thing earlier when I was just setting up the tent. So same things here. It's just a nice product all the way around. You know, we fell into the same category of, see how I've gone high on this clip right here, and if you look at it from this angle, you can see it's actually putting a little bit of stress on the threads right here because of the way that it is. So that's kind of inadequate for the way that it's been designed. It's just such a good system, and for that to be like that, I'm not overly enthused about it. I think over time that's probably going to become a stress point on the tent. So you've got an entrance on the side here, and again you've got the same type of zipper cover over it, and I like that up at the top portion of it. The rain fly, you can look up in here, and you can see it's actually got full mesh on the top portion of it. So you come up about this high above your rain fly, and you've got full mesh above there for good ventilation, so you're not going to have a lot of condensation from it. Again, you've got the rod here holding this area up, and it's just, all in all, I'm very happy with this purchase.